We are live. Wellness Wednesdays, episode 35. Today we're going to be talking about CBD for neuropathy. It's
hey guys.
going to be pretty awesome. I'm pretty excited to start today's show, share our wonderful research and information with you guys. But probably what I'm most excited for is to try some products and then actually go through and answer your guys' questions. I really enjoy doing that every single week. So let's see who's all in here now. Hello, Sue. Hello, Danny. Hello, Nikki. Welcome, everybody. It's so good to see all of you. Let me do a little bit of... Oh, hello, Margie. I'm glad that you could make it. Guys that are just getting in here, as always, what's up, Tejas?
Hey
Let's get this live stream shared into some related groups and whatnot. Yeah, I'm pretty excited. Let's, all right, so I got this shared. And then, I guess before we start, I should probably... Brian, hello from Germany again. Corey, hello. Sue, hello. Welcome, everybody. So let me just type in your coupon code for today, and then you guys will be able to get 15% off your entire purchase through the week with this coupon code. I always like to reward you guys for hanging out and watching the show with us, so this is kind of my way to reward you. So...
35th episode, guys. More people coming.
Yeah, guys, and we're going to be giving away a wonderful... You can't even buy this online anymore. It was a limited release. It's from Koi's summer line. It's the Fuji Apple CBD oil. It can be vaped or used sublingually. $60 retail value. I have had the chance to try this before. We actually reviewed some of their summer line a while ago during summer when they released this. But I saved some bottles on the side specifically so I could do them as giveaways for you guys. So the way that you would win this $60 500 milligram CBD oil from Koi is comment during the show, ask questions, tag friends, and probably the biggest is sharing this live stream into related Facebook groups, guys. Like, I really need your help spreading the word and the message about not only Wellicy, but the benefits of CBD in general, because guys, like, CBD is pretty incredible. A lot of you who have been watching us for, even if you've been here the whole time for all 35 weeks, you can just how effective it can be.
So yeah, guys, we'll get started here.
Yeah, I'm ready to go. Ben's just finishing some stuff up, making sure the tech side of things is looking and sounding good. We've been having some flawless shows, knock on wood. So yeah, we want to keep it that way. All right, guys, so I put that coupon code in there. It's WW35 *, all capitals, Wellicy.com, 15% off your entire purchase, guys. That's pretty awesome. So, all right, let's go ahead. Amber, hello. Santa Isaac, hello from Kenya.
Wow.
All right, guys, let's go ahead and get this started. So if you guys are new here, well, let me know if this is your first episode watching with us. If it's your first new episode with us, put a 1 in the chat box. If you're returning, put a 2 in the chat box. But I'm going to be your host. I'm Eden, and my partner in crime.
I'm Ben.
So we're going to be taking you on a wonderful CBD educational journey today. And today's topic is going to be CBD for neuropathy.
So guys, couple different things about neuropathy. It's obviously a type of nerve pain. There are a lot of different variables involved, but the nervous system is categorized into 2 categories: central and peripheral. Central is going to be your main nerves, just like think of a tree trunk and like the main branch, stem or whatever it's called of a tree, the body of a tree, and then all the little branches that go out. With your central nervous system is basically involved with the brain and the spinal cord versus the peripheral nervous system, which is all the little branches that connect all the little parts of your body and give the sensations in your various body systems.
Exactly. So like you said, I mean, these can get damaged, pinched, disrupted, it's basically just leads to a broken line of communication. between physiological systems throughout your body. And with this means that the homeostasis of your body is threatened when communication is delayed. And guys, if you've watched past episodes, Ben and I talk about homeostasis a lot. It's very important. That's kind of the process or the role of the endocannabinoid system, maintain that homeostasis throughout your body and general well-being. So it's actually very important. So neuropathy is present in over about 2% of the population, and actually it's more prevalent in people in an advanced age.
Now, guys, how does neuropathy impact your body? Some of you, unfortunately, may be familiar with this condition. But basically, it's going to affect your sensory and autonomous or motor nerves.
Yep.
The sensory nerves, of course, are about like pain, numbness, vibrations, the sense of touch, etc.
Yeah, hang on. Before you continue, how many of you guys are familiar with neuropathy, whether you experience it yourself or know a friend or family member that has it? If you are familiar with it, just type an N in the chat box for neuropathy.
I definitely know, have a couple family members.
Yeah. So as do I. So that's kind of why I wanted to share this topic with you guys. That's why I told Ben that I wanted to cover it this week with you guys, because I know these topics, not every single one applies to you, but I mean, it's still beneficial to learn.
Absolutely.
All right, let's go ahead and continue.
Autonomous nerves, a good way to think about that is automatic. So these are going to affect automatic functions that you don't have to think about, like your heart rate, digestion, breathing, stuff like that.
Stuff that occurs just
kind of automatically.
Yeah, automatically. That's a great way to put it.
The motor nerves, of course, are going to direct muscle movement. Now, neuropathy, it can be in one nerve or it can be in many nerves, in which case it's called mononeuropathy. When it's in one nerve, it's called mononeuropathy.
Yep.
But it can be in many nerves.
Yes, and that's polyneuropathy. So, so disruption could occur, so like I said, I got a little ahead of myself, but disruption can occur in two or more nerves in different parts. This would be referred to as basically mononeuritis, multiplex neuropathy.
Some medical terms in there, guys.
Yeah, guys, I try and avoid using the medical terms just because, I'm not a medical professional, as you guys are well aware, and I mean, even when I'm doing this research, some of these medical terms are very confusing. Some of you guys maybe more smarter than I am and understand these, but I mean, I try and use the more layman terms.
And the reason why we're including all these terms, guys, is we are pulling this info right from the direct sources that are available to any of us who want to do the research. Mm-hmm. So that's one way you can know that we're really serious about giving you factual information that's out there.
Yeah, I try and use alternative terms when possible, but sometimes it's just not. And, so then there's also damage to multiple nerves outside of your brain and central nervous system, which is called, polyneuropathy. That was, kind of got a little ahead of myself and mixed it up between the last one and this one.
So, guys, let's talk about a few causes of neuropathy. Mm-hmm. You could be born with it. That's rare, but it does happen if the infant fetus or infant goes too long without oxygen. That can be something.
And that does happen, guys. It's not all the time, but it's probably more frequent than a lot of you would expect.
A lot of the neuropathy that a lot of us are familiar with friends, families, kind of acquired late in life due to systemic diseases. Diabetes is a huge one.
Yep.
Physical trauma, infections, autoimmune disease, another huge one when it comes to neuropathy.
It's really kind of crazy to think about how many things can actually lead to neuropathy being developed.
Now, sometimes the cause is unknown. That would be termed as idiopathic neuropathy. Usually that's just how they classify it until they can figure out what's causing it, if they can. But more than a fifth of all neuropathy patients are diagnosed with idiopathic, especially patients over the age of 60. So
wow.
That's pretty tough when there's no known cause.
Yeah, I mean, it makes it hard to treat something when you aren't even sure what it is that you're trying to treat. It's just like a never-ending battle between you and your doctor. You're kind of just constantly, he's just suggesting things like this might work, and then you end up suffering.
So most people, just a little bit more about neuropathy, they tend to experience the symptoms first in the feet, pain, muscle weakness, lack of balance, and it kind of goes up from there, just generally speaking.
Yeah, I mean, it's not to say everybody will experience that's going through neuropathy, but I mean, those are some of the common symptoms as well. But so what actually happens if neuropathy is completely left untreated? You just ignore it. Neuropathy could lead to atrophy, This is muscle death, which can lead to physical deformity.
There could also be bone degeneration, skin changes, hair, nails.
When I was researching this topic, it was really crazy to me to see the sheer impact that neuropathy can have.
It's a serious condition. It really
absolutely.
Is.
That's why I really wanted to educate you guys on it.
It can also cause erectile dysfunction, forms of sexual dysfunction, digestive issues. So obviously a lot of stuff that none of us want to deal with. Now, there's some good news, obviously.
Some great news.
CBD is an antioxidant. It's anti-inflammatory and analgesic. So,
and we've talked about all three of those on past episodes countless times on Wellness Wednesdays.
And any of you guys, again, this information is out there. You don't have to take our word for it. But those three things are all essential aspects of managing neuropathy if you're suffering from it. Reducing oxidation, that's what an antioxidant does. Reducing inflammation, that's what an anti-inflammatory does. And analgesic is going to, of course, provide pain relief. So huge.
CBD is just this star child, honestly. So here's a cool fact. Of course, guys, I love to share stats with you and studies. According to the National Institute of Neurology Disorders and Stroke, there are about 100 different types of neuropathies.
Before we continue, guys, do want to mention again our giveaway. Help us get the word out there. Share this show to groups. Get more people in here. This is an amazing giveaway. 500 milligrams of high-quality CBD. Koi's a great manufacturer. The way you win this is ask questions, comments. Keep those coming, but share to relevant groups. Get as many people as you can in here.
Yeah, and, keep flooding the chat box with your questions, guys. I see a lot of you are participating, and I appreciate that. But, make sure sharing and tagging people is great. But, asking questions and engaging throughout the show is a great way to increase your chances of winning.
And we will be giving this away later on in the show, guys.
Yep.
Okay?
At the end of the show, after we answer your questions. And in order to win, if we call your name, you have to still be here at the end. If we call your name and you're not here, it's going to go to somebody else.
Exactly. So, as Eden was saying, there are about 100 different types, some of the most main or common types, if you will.
Yeah, we're not going to cover all 100. We're not going to cover all 100. We just don't have enough time.
Probably the most common, well-known, is diabetic peripheral neuropathy.
Yep. DPN for short.
DPN for short. Over 60% of diabetes patients suffer neuropathy. Now, there are millions of diabetics in this country, so if 60% of them are that's a lot of people.
That's a lot of people. Guys, that's more than half of the diabetes population is experiencing this.
Pretty incredible. It's not something to ignore either. If it's ignored or undermanaged, you can easily lose limbs through
lower limb amputation. So even onset of DPN can be gradual or even sudden. The gradual starts as a simple tingle in your feet, and then the sensation kind of moves up as the symptoms get worse. And this usually brings with it interruption of sexual function. This type of neuropathy is also possible in diabetic patients as well.
Now, the treatment options are pretty few and far between, and the dosing is limited. There's a bunch of side effects. So there is a huge opportunity for CBD to come in here and help some of these people. So about 40% of the patients who suffer from DPN report not even feeling any effect from the drugs that are commonly prescribed.
Basically, almost 1 out of 2 people is almost saying, yeah, the medication I'm taking is doing nothing. I feel absolutely nothing. Can you imagine that? Imagine being that patient and your doctor's like, I'm giving you this medication. How's it working? I don't feel anything. That would be so frustrating.
And again, guys, it's not our opinion. This is coming from the information that's out there. So, in fact, a study conducted on the relation between proliferation, of micralgia and DPN, it was found that the activation of the CB2 receptor inhibits growth of
microglia.
Microglia, which is a protein that triggers damage in people that are diabetic. So basically, CBD is stopping that protein from causing damage.
Exactly. Yes.
The patients who received the University of California.
Another study, guys. We'd love dropping these for you.
And that's obviously a great university. Did a study with 16 diabetics who vaporized CBD. So they vaped CBD, something we do often.
Just like this, or like this.
And the patients who received the higher concentrated CBD reported more relief than those who did not.
So I mean, if you're experiencing neuropathy and you're part of that almost 40%, I mean, even if it's diabetic neuropathy, if you're one of those 40% of patients that are taking medication and not experiencing relief, then CBD, which should definitely be something you consider. I'm not going to push you on it, but it's definitely something you should consider. And of course, always speak with your medical professional before just jumping in and start using it. And don't just stop taking your neuropathy medications. Please don't do that.
Yeah, work together and just, make it all part of a plan.
And if your physician or healthcare professional is completely closed-minded about CBD and you want to pursue a holistic treatment option, then you should go find a secondary opinion.
We say that all the time, guys, because CBD, it's not a fad. The numbers do not lie. There's just tons of evidence backing up its efficacy.
Guys, the Farm Bill is about to go through, and that will 100% eliminate CBD and, all its extracts, everything, the CBD products, from the Controlled Substance Act. So the DEA won't even touch it. Once that Farm Bill passes, industrial hemp is legalized, but once you extract the CBD oil, then that's a class 1. So it's actually very illegal, but once that Farm Bill passes, that's gone. CBD is basically a commodity at that point.
So doctors are going to have to adapt, or better doctors are going to come in and take their place.
That's all it is like doctors are going to have to educate themselves, because like there's no denying the benefits of CBD. Like the research is out there. Yes, it's new and recent, but the research is there. It's very hard to argue with that research.
If they care about their patients, that's exactly what they'll do.
Exactly.
But moving on to a couple more types of neuropathy, another very common one is chemotherapy-induced peripheral neuropathy.
CIPN. Yeah, we'll refer to, the abbreviations throughout just so it's a little bit easier. But CIPN, that's what we're talking about.
Now, that occurs in about 35% of cancer patients. Again, a huge number, millions of people, unfortunately, suffering from cancer. 1/3 of them suffer from this.
I mean, and this is the third most common form of neuropathy after idiopathic.
Now, this is harder on your nervous system, as nerve cells are an easier target than any others. Sensory nerves especially are at a heightened risk for this type of neuropathy. Yep. Cannabis and cannabinoids may have benefits in treating the symptoms of cancer or the side effects of cancer therapies. Cannabis has even been shown to kill cancer cells in a laboratory setting.
That is straight from cancer.gov. Guys, you could literally, this is pulled from it. Notice I didn't say in humans. I'm pulling from the study because, in human trials, it's still way too early to make any assumptions or make any claims. So that's why I kept the rats in there, so you guys could see that, like, yes, research is really starting to show this, but human trials, it's still very early.
Yeah. All this means that, a lower dose of chemotherapy drugs could obviously reduce some of the symptoms of CIPN. Let's see. The Temple University School of Pharmacy in Philadelphia conducted a study related to this subject. Their conclusion read, cannabidiol prevented development of paclitaxel-induced allodynia in mice. Sorry for all the medical words, guys. But
basically, the paclitaxel is a scientific name for the chemotherapy elements. So, guys, look, that's why I kept these medical terms in there, so you see that, Ben and I aren't just making this stuff up. Ben and I couldn't make that word up. We could barely pronounce it, but guys, I just want to show you that, these are coming from legit medical resources.
And allodynia, hopefully that's how you say it, I don't know. It's sort of an imagined pain. It's a condition where you experience pain that's not really there. But basically, so cannabidiol can prevent the development of the thing, paclitaxel, that causes allodynia. So hopefully that makes sense.
Basically, in layman's terms, guys, CBD can prevent nerve damage brought on by the chemotherapy, according to the NCBI.
And a huge database.
I love referencing them because you can't argue with that.
So another very common type of neuropathy is HIV peripheral neuropathy. HIV, those that are suffering from it, almost 1/3 of them experience this type of neuropathy. It can be difficult to determine whether it's caused by the virus itself or the drugs, which are really harsh, used to manage people suffering from HIV. But again, the pain usually starts in the feet. and it moves up from there. If it moves above the ankles, that's a sign the damage is really severe.
Yeah, so, basically, if it goes above the ankle, it's therefore paramount to get it under management before the pins and needles really cross your ankle. So basically, the use of CBD will help to build up your immune system, making it possible to decrease and maybe even withdrawal from your medication. I'm not going to say start taking a CBD and immediately stop taking your neuropathy medications or your HIV medications,
We're not saying
don't do that. Talk to your doctor, say I want to try this, and then you guys can work out kind of a treatment plan, and then you can start gradually testing on a week-by-week basis. You kind of write down what you're experiencing, and then you can work with your doctor to see if cutting back on your medication will be the right thing to do.
And guys, we've talked about it a bunch. CBD interacts really well with the immune system through the ECS, endocannabinoid system, which is intertwined in all of your main body systems, basically. So CBD can help build up the immune system, which is only going to help someone in this situation.
Yeah, so it may take weeks or months depending on the person and degree of damage. It may also remain permanent in severe cases. This is for the HIV neuropathy. So it sometimes it can they can be treated, and other times there are cases where it is permanent.
The University of Glasgow in Scotland conducted a study in 2011 on this subject, and it was found that there was significant improvement on HIV neuropathic pain in patients who used CBD. So there you go.
So, it's showing that CBD is an effective option in regards to HIV neuropathic pain. So the last and final kind of really common neuropathy is polyneuropathy. So as mentioned before, this is a scenario in which multiple nerves in different parts of your body are disrupted at the same time. So the most common cases of polyneuropathy start with nerves farthest from your brain and spine. So that would mean your feet. So the feet are the best place for the neuropathy to kind of begin. So it'll actually climb up until it gets to your fingers and even hands. It then will cover your hands in what has been dubbed stocking glove syndrome.
Wow.
So I guess I would kind of imagine as your whole hand just kind of feels really tingly, when you look at a TV and it's all staticky and snowy, that's how I envision what would be going on in your hand. That's what you kind of feel.
Now, eventually the neuropathy progresses and meets in the middle, so to speak, attacking the autonomous nerves, again, more kind of central to the body. One of the most interesting causes of polyneuropathy is neurofibromatosis, a condition in which the patient develops tumors along the nervous system. Very traumatic.
Absolutely traumatic. So cannabis has been found to be a worthy opponent against tumors. This was directly sourced from Medical News Today, and could therefore obliterate these slowly. It's not good. I'm not going to say it will 100% of the time, but it can.
Yeah, it's going to make a difference.
It will.
So polyneuropathy, it's being such a widespread neuropathy, there is a need for a widespread therapy avenue, so to speak. There you have the ECS, or endocannabinoid system. Again, that's intertwined with every body system, you could say. So if you need a widespread therapy, the ECS is a good way to deliver.
Yeah, and if you're not familiar with the endocannabinoid system, check out CBD Knowledge episode 2. It's all over that. So it'll teach you everything you need to know about the ECS, or endocannabinoid system. All right, so now let's come back to the possibility of repair. So muscle atrophy is common subsequence of neuropathy, which is the weakening or degeneration of tissue or muscles. So CBD helps your body to actually achieve optimum function by helping you maintain a physiological balance. So the cannabinoid would work to ensure the path to atrophy reversal is actually set. The very least that CBD can do is slow down the descent into complete immobility and help you maintain a good quality of life.
I think it works in two ways. It addresses the symptoms, like you just talked about, but it also addresses a lot of the causes in a lot of these cases. Just reducing inflammation, which CBD does amazingly, is crucial in producing neuropathy, just based
but
on...
it's so again, CBD is going in and treating the root cause, not just the symptoms.
It's going to relieve your pain, being it's an analgesic, but it's going to reduce the thing that's causing that. So in addition to, like you said, reversing damage, muscle atrophy, nerve atrophy, bodily atrophy, and so on and so forth. So we've talked about it kind of throughout this segment, guys. Hopefully that was helpful. Bottom line, neuropathy is something that affects a lot of people. It's a very debilitating condition. Tons of research and just using common sense.
Yeah, I'm sorry if it got a little long-winded when the educational and kind of confusing, but like neuropathy is a pretty detailed topic, and as always, guys, I don't like to just skim over topics for Wellness Wednesdays. I like to give you guys a detailed background because I know some of you, I did see some of you give me an N for neuropathy, saying that either you've experienced it yourself or know somebody that has experienced it. So I hope that the information we just gave to you is useful for you or useful for you to give to somebody else, a friend or a loved one that you know.
So guys, that was our information segment. Now we're going to move into some product testing. Keep in mind, guys, I see tons of questions. Just if there's something you really want us to see, ask it again a little later. We don't care if you ask the same question 2 or 3 times.
Yeah,
That's Facebook cuts off some of your comments, so sometimes we're not able to see those. So just doesn't matter if you ask the same thing.
You guys are great at engaging, and Facebook it'll cut it off at a certain point. So I mean, by the end of the show, sometimes, guys, I can't even scroll all the way to the very beginning of the show just because there's so many comments coming in and Facebook just cuts it off. So
guys, before we test our products again, we're giving away this 500 milligram CBD Koi Summer Fuji Apple product here. Amazing product, really effective, great brand. So that'll be a little later, but now we're going to test some products.
All right, so one that we're going to try is it's from Bluebird Botanicals. A little smaller bottle. You know, this is a 10 ml bottle. It's got 500 milligrams of CBD in it. This is their Hemp Classic line, but this is the 6x concentration. So they do have a regular Hemp Classic option, but this is the more potent version of it. So it's a little smaller bottle. It's for sublingual delivery, guys. I'm actually really excited to try it. I mean, I don't know, like the size bottle, like I would personally like a little large. I know everybody's buying CBD products for the amount of CBD, but I mean, I feel like you'd still go through this fairly quickly. I don't know. I know I would go through it because, I mean, this basically says there's 25 milligrams of full spectrum cannabinoids per 15 drops. So, I mean, I would basically equate that to a full dropper of this because this would basically be like almost like, I'll show you guys. Like, see, it's not a big dropper. Like, I would say that's filled. That's probably like a half mil, to be honest. All right, so you squeeze it up. Look how dark that is, guys. So sublingual delivery. Let's try this.
And guys, with sublingual, you want to try to hold it under your tongue for at least 30 seconds if possible. We'll go a little quick here just for the purposes of the show, but
that is very strong. Very, very strong. Ooh, that's probably the most like naturally like hemp tasting tincture that I've ever had. That thing is that thing is very natural, let me tell you.
Very natural.
Like, whoa. Like, if you guys like because I know like our natural Wellicy CBD hemp and MCT oil tincture, that's strong. It's natural, it tastes like hemp, but like that is very that's rough. I mean,
it's not intolerable. It just you can either stand the taste of hemp or you can't.
Like I can stand it, and I mean I'm still a little like but I mean like if you can't do it, I wouldn't really recommend. I mean if you're looking for flavor, this wouldn't be something for you. But I mean if it's effective, guys, that's what really matters. But I know a lot of you like to enjoy taking your CBD dosage rather than like choking it down. I don't know if you saw me, but I would. That flavor, I would rate that like a 1 out of 10.
And guys, we will report obviously not only on the taste but on the effectiveness of the product. Sublingual kicks in pretty quick, but he is right. I mean, it's like eating a mouthful of grass, kind of this way.
or just biting a thing of hemp plant, you know, just biting the leaves. Like, I
don't think it's a...
No.
I wouldn't give it a 1,
but...
All
right, so I'm still going to give it a 3.5 out of 10. Like, I'm being honest. But listen,
yeah. I'd give it a 4.
Flavor, like, yeah, I care about it, but at the same time, I don't, because, like, I can't even... the taste is already gone. You know, I drank some water, I was good to go. But it's all about the effects.
Right.
I mean, it's easier for me to say that. I know a lot of you just look, flavor is a very important factor for you, and that's totally understandable. I mean, that's why we have our flavored CBD oil lines. But, you know, Bluebird is, they're a good company. You know, they're a high-quality brand. We do have Bluebird products available at Wellicy.com. You know, I mean, just understand if you order this Hemp Classic 6X concentration, it comes in a 10 ml bottle. Like, look, guys, 10 ml, 30 ml. Look at that size difference. So, and, you know, you're still going to be paying... it's a little bit more than ours. I mean, about around the same price. You know, so I mean, it's totally up to you guys. But I wanted to review that and kind of be honest with you. Yeah. I'm already starting to feel some of the effects from it, though. So that's great. I do have a feeling I am really going to like the effects of Bluebird.
I think you're right about that.
Because it's full spectrum. I really love full spectrum. You know, it's Colorado grown hemp. So I'm pretty excited to try it. So. Or have it kick in. And then, so the next product, this is for all you flavor lovers out there. This is also from CBD Effects' vape series line. It's the Strawberry Kiwi CBD vape juice. Available in 250, 500, and 1,000 milligrams.
So far, all the ones we've tried of those I've loved.
Yeah, let me take off my Funky Farms cartridge. Oh, and you guys were asking, I asked a lot of you and reviewed these last week, excuse me, if you wanted Funky Farms. I just got the shipment of Funky Farms in, so those will be up on the site pretty soon. I'm going to say this week. And then, yeah, so you guys can try them or get them. I honestly ordered them specifically for you guys because you guys were all asking for them. So, yeah, let's... Ooh, that smells really good. Just out of the bottle. Like, strawberry kiwi, guys. I mean...
They know what they're doing.
Strawberry kiwi's a really good flavor combination. I mean, vaping, you know, I'm a huge fruity vape kind of guy. So I can, just based off this smell, I'll even try it on my finger. And I think I'm going to like it. Ooh. Try that on your finger. That thing is...
What is this again?
CBD Effects Strawberry Kiwi.
Wow, yeah, that's good.
That is very flavorful on the finger test.
Tastes exactly like strawberry.
Yeah, as you can see, guys, you could do it sublingually, but you're not going to know a precise amount. So, yeah, it's got this little drip tip rather than the dropper that we have. But up to you. All right, so let's give it a try. Let me turn this back up so I can get some big clouds. Is Corey here? I know Corey's going to judge me if I'm not chucking clouds. I know.
I see Corey.
Oh, Corey's out here lurking. Corey is just lurking in the comments, just waiting.
Ooh, that's a respectable cloud.
How was that, Corey? Rate me 1 out of 10 on my cloud, man. I really just want to know. Wow, that's really good. Sue, we got your bath bombs. They're right here waiting. I got others in the warehouse. So order away. That's really good. I like that. I mean, ooh. I will say it is coming time to replace the wick on this, but I definitely could still taste the flavor. Let me turn this down for you a little bit. It was kind of burned a little bit, sir. There you go. All right. Let's see. Yeah, this is... I like that flavor a lot. You know, I would the flavor for me, I would give that a 7.8 out of 10. Still, like, I feel like once I inhaled that, I started tasting like the natural taste from Bluebird.
What'd you give it? A 7?
A 7.8 out of 10.
I'd give it a 7.5.
7.5? Is this... With this one, because we've reviewed I think we've pretty much reviewed all of the CBD Effects vape series line over the past few shows. Which one? Do you remember which one would be your favorite?
Well,
So we did the rainbow candy, we did the blue raspberry, the strawberry kiwi, and then
these are Fruity Pebbles.
fruity cereal is that one.
That was my favorite.
Yeah, I mean the fruity cereal. I actually have that in my device right now. I literally vape it all day, every day. Like cereal's my favorite vape. I'm not gonna lie.
They're all really good though.
I really loved the rainbow candy. Was delicious.
Yep.
I'm trying to see. I think we might have. Oh yeah, I don't know. Oh, I think the only one we didn't review might have been the strawberry milk. The strawberry milk was pretty good. I did like that. Maybe we haven't reviewed that one. I have tried their strawberry milk. If not, we'll do it. But anyways, yeah, I liked it. So, yeah, fruity cereal is still my favorite. So now let's move into questions.
Again, guys, we're giving away
giveaway, guys.
Summer 500 milligrams CBD, high quality. Let's keep those questions in.
$60 retail value, guys. You can't even get this online anymore. Like we have some of the last few bottles. I literally pulled them aside out of our inventory, so then I could save them and do giveaways for you guys because I really like their summer line. I really wish that Koi kept it as a permanent fixture, but I understand. You kind of give the people a little taste of it, take it away. They just want it more. So, I mean, it's great business. So, all right, guys, let's start answering some questions. Wow, you guys have a lot.
Hi, Diane. Good to see you again.
John. Hey, John, what's up, man? Does vaping CBD hit your system quicker than putting it on your tongue? Yes, John, it does. Vaping is near instantly, but those effects only last about 1 to 3 hours. Whereas sublingual it takes about 15 to 30 minutes. I usually say about 15 to 20 minutes for me. But those effects last 4 to 6 hours.
Sue P has been dealing with some pain that she's using CBD for. Wow, these
you guys are
moving
yeah.
quick.
I find questions and then you guys just push them up. Like, thank you for commenting. You guys are awesome.
Somebody, I think your name was Katie. Hopefully, I hope get that right. Said you have neuropathy. You're taking gabapentin.
Okay.
I know all about gabapentin. My mom used to take it for the same reason, but she's very interested in trying CBD for pain. John Ojeda says, some rheumatoid arthritis patients will develop carpal tunnel syndrome, other mild forms of peripheral neuropathy. So another group of people who could benefit from CBD.
Yeah, thank you guys for sharing your personal medical stories with us. I really appreciate it. I know that kind of takes a lot. Jesse, oh sorry, Jesse, I had a question for you, but then it got pushed out.
I'm Madonna. Yeah, Sue Whalen asks, so Sue, our great friend, is vaping stronger in the effects and faster? Definitely stronger in the short term, but not the long term.
Sue said, what amount of gummies do you take at night? Oh, I see John and Sue kind of talking back and forth. Yeah, guys, I see a lot of you talking about gummies are helping you sleep at night. Yeah, that's a great way. The gummies are cool because they don't go into effect right away. So, about an hour before bed, you can eat a gummy and then do your nightly routine and everything. And then about an hour when you're actually ready to actually go to sleep and lay in bed, that's when the edible will really start to kick in. And then from then on, it'll last 4 to 6 hours. So it can last all throughout the night. So it helps you stay asleep. So that makes total sense why you guys like those edibles.
Santa Isaac asks, please help me understand types of peripheral neuropathy. Well, Santa, I'd start with saying that it's nerve pain. Peripheral is going to be, in your limbs, kind of like as opposed to the central part of your body. Numbness, tingling, pinching, sensations all pretty much associated with nerve problems.
Yeah, it's difficult because, what did we say, there's over 100 types of neuropathies, so it's really hard to kind of discern and pinpoint, precise symptoms, causes for each one of those 100 because, yeah, they're different, but a lot of them they will overlap in regards to symptoms.
But, like you were saying, even though there's a lot of different types, the symptoms generally are similar.
Yes, it's usually just the cause of it.
Right.
All right, so Katie Mollis, I'm curious, sorry if I said your name wrong, Katie, but I'm curious to know which is better. I'd like a cream that I can rub directly on my feet, but wondering if sublingual is better. Katie, so using the topical to rub it on, where did she say, on your feet? So if you're experiencing pain in your feet, that's great. The topical will, if you apply it on your foot, it'll provide relief directly on your feet. If you're experiencing pains in your hands or anywhere else, it won't provide relief there. Whereas if you use CBD oil in a tincture, that'll provide whole body relief. So honestly, if you're debating between using one or the other, I'd recommend using both and taking the two-pronged approach. That way you're getting relief outside and inside of your body.
You can do a lot of detoxification through your feet as well. A lot of people don't know that, but CBD may help whole body detoxification if you happen to put it on the feet. So I'd be interested to hear if that is something you experience or you've seen anything regarding that.
Yeah, if that's something you experience, I would love to
Hi, Rosemary.
shoot me a message.
Jesse asks, what do we like most and least about CBD? I'd say for me, mostly I like that it's really effective without side effects for a variety of conditions, especially ones I like to deal with, like getting me more energy and focus. The thing I like least about it is the stigma and the propaganda out there about how it's going to get you high. It won't. It's not psychoactive. It's not THC. And that it kind of probably threatens a lot of big pharma's interests. So there's a lot of propaganda.
All big industries are threatening. The paper industry, the plastic industry, they're all freaking out because, hemp is about to become a commodity, guys. Like, hemp is going to be everywhere.
It's super useful.
But Jesse, he hit the nail on the head. That's really the only thing I don't like about CBD. I mean, everything else, I love all the benefits of CBD. There's a broad spectrum of benefits that CBD can be used for, and that's just what I love. And I mean, it sucks because people, when you roll out a broad list of benefits for anything, people are going to be skeptical.
Yeah, automatically.
They're just like, it's too good to be true. But with studies, studies that we have currently, it's really hard to argue against that. It's becoming harder and harder to argue against that as time goes on.
I mean, it's factual research.
It's not just some guy down in his basement coming up with these lab reports. Like, this is medical news today. This is NCBI. Cancer.gov literally has a page on cannabis and cannabinoids on cancer.gov, guys. So it's showing that there are benefits.
Vanessa says, she's talking to Sue, but she says, vaping is just a quick way to have it in your system compared to capsule or gummies you have to digest. That's correct. Vaping is going to go straight into your bloodstream as opposed to edibles, which have to go through your digestion.
See, the edibles are great. You can take some edibles and then, as you could kind of use the vaping as a maintenance kind of thing. When you start feeling maybe the effects kind of wearing down a little bit, just take a few hits of your vape pen and then you can kind of re-energize kind of that the CBD levels in your body.
Gotta love Sue for giving us props, saying the prices at Wellicy are very good. If you look around, you will see that Wellicy's very fair. Appreciate that, Sue.
Thank you very much, Sue. Vanessa Richard said, I love product testing. Yes, Vanessa, and because of your suggestion a few weeks ago, we now rate the effects at the end of the show for the product. So thank you very much for suggesting that, Vanessa.
I definitely feel I didn't take that much CBD because I took some of my Green Roads Froggies earlier. I'm going to the gym after this. I don't want to be over CBD, so I didn't do that much. But I was feeling great before. I feel even better now. So efficacy, I'm going to give it a 9. I definitely feel what we took. So.
No, I absolutely do. I was going to say 8.89 for my rating. It's going to be hard to give something a 10 out of 10, especially immediately. I definitely, at the end of the show, once I'm, because I stay at work for an hour or two after the show, that's when I really start, I notice, I get back to work and I just, I'm in the zone. It's awesome.
That is awesome. And it's hard to keep working after work is over. Most people
guys,
are 8 hours and good.
Yeah, guys, I get here at 8 and, you guys are emailing me or I'm even working until 10:30 at night every single day. I definitely, and that the CBD is what really helps me do that.
A lot of you out there already know this, but imagine the things you can accomplish. Not to sound cheesy, but if you supplement with CBD, just increasing your energy and your productivity, you could make more money.
We all have the same 24 hours in a day. It's how you use those 24 hours. If you can maximize each and every single second, minute, hour, then your productivity in personal life, work life, everything is just going to greatly improve.
Yeah.
And I attribute my ability to just work like a machine to CBD. Because, before CBD, I feel like I've always liked to work like this, but, before CBD, I would definitely hit, a lull, and I would just be like, man, I'm exhausted, and, the last hour or two that I was working, like, it probably wasn't the best quality of work because my mental capacity wasn't there. But with CBD, like, that's not the case anymore.
I've taken CBD for about a year now. I can say without hesitation or reservation that CBD has definitely impacted my ability to work positively.
Guys, Ben takes like nootropics, supplements.
I take everything.
He's really into that like holistic treatment. So like, guys, like he does his research on different supplements. He actually takes them, and for him to come and say like, yeah, CBD is really working, like. I'm very like happy to hear him say that because Ben's a very skeptical guy when it comes to supplements and stuff.
Margie says you can trust us as far as the quality of products.
Oh, thank you, Margie. Thank you. You guys are just the best. Margie, again, love the koi lotion. Put some under my nose at night, and the lavender lulls me to sleep. That's I do like that. I've never actually thought about putting it under your nose, but that makes sense. God, you guys.
John wanted to know if vaping's quicker than sublingual.
So,
a little bit.
Yeah, John. I mean, sublingual. I kind of touched on this earlier, but 15 minutes for sublingual, 15 to 30 minutes to kick in. Effects last 4 to 6 hours, whereas vaping's pretty instant, but the effects only last 1 to 3 hours. So it's totally up to you. Also, my skin has never been so soft. Yeah, Margie, the koi lotion, and guys, we're actually working on topical lines of our own. Just because I do enjoy, like, I mean, I have dry skin, so like for like topicals, that's what I really use them for.
Especially in a dry climate, we have here like Colorado.
Yeah, guys, Colorado's dry as hell, especially right now. It's winter time, it's cold cracking. I mean, I guess I can't say anything because Sue's just going through a blizzard where she lives, but it's not quite that bad out here, but it does get cold and dry.
San Isaac was asking, can you get our products when you're in Kenya? Unfortunately, there's a lot of restrictions internationally.
Yeah, internationally, it's hard. It's even difficult. Like, Canada has legalized marijuana, and I still have issues getting CBD imported there.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
But I really do think, guys, like, once we, the United States, pass this farm bill, I really think other countries will follow because, I mean, yeah, we weren't the first. We're not the first to completely legalize cannabis across the nation. But, I mean, this is definitely a step in the right direction, and I really think, like, once we deschedule CBD, then it'll really show other countries that, like, okay, CBD is not, in fact, the same thing as THC, and there are these medicinal benefits that people can benefit from.
Sue asked how many gummies I take a night or what I do for gummies, and probably what you do too. What I do for my edibles is I take about 15 milligrams, give or take a milligram or two in the morning. Then I usually take another one, depending on what I have to do, like my day schedule, around like 1 or 2 or 3 or something like that.
Yeah.
And that's it for me. I don't really need to use it for sleep. I'm a THC user. That works great for me for sleep, but I don't take it at night. Do you use gummies at night? Or?
I don't use gummies at night. I mean, guys, like, I don't really. I eat at the edibles. That's just not my main go-to way of consumption. Like I said, vaping, the oils, like the tincture wrap. Probably like 80% of the time, I'm using a tincture. Yeah. But I mean, I see the benefits in all of them. But tincture, I do, I'll do a dab of some THC and then, do a little bit of like some Wellicy grape CBD oil right before bed. And, that entourage effect really like kicks in and I just feel great. I don't do too much I don't do a lot of CBD just because, I don't really want too much of the psychoactive effects to be subsided because that's what CBD does. But that's just me, guys. I do see the benefits, and it does help.
As far as milligrams go, Sue was asking how many milligrams. I know you use CBD a lot, so this is just ballpark for me using common sense. I'd say, if you take 50 milligrams, you'll feel sleepy. That's what I'd say.
No, I'd say that. Of course, everybody's going to be different, but I would say that. But, a good rule of thumb is whatever your dosage is during the day, do 1.5 to 2 times that dose before you want to go to sleep would be my suggestion.
That's all I did. Is I usually per dose, I'm taking between 10 and 20 milligrams of CBD, just depending on the product and what I need to do. So if I was gonna use it to fall asleep, I take like 40 or 50.
Yeah, no, guys. Ben and I preach. I feel like we're beating a dead horse. Like, experimentation for dosage is so important. Like, okay, experimentation to find your... Now you got to experiment to find your day dose, and then you got to experiment to find your nightly dose, to find which is effective. Where is that fine line between energy and focus and sleepiness for you?
That's basically the biggest thing you have to do with CBD is, like you said, figure out where that fine line is for you between great energy and kind of relaxation and sleepiness. That's all you got to figure out.
Listen to your body, guys. Like, nobody knows your body better than you. So just listen to it and just kind of like even when you're just starting dosing, write down your dosing schedule. And guys, I'll get a dosing guidelines kind of sheet made up and I'll send it to all of you guys so you can print it out and have that. Nice. And all as it is just going to be a sheet. You'll write the date. You'll write the dose, and then you'll write how you were feeling, and then you can stick with that dose 5 to 7 days and then gradually increase. Like, it sucks initially. I know some of you may be deterred from using CBD because of this, but I'm telling you, if you do this at the beginning, you're going to have a greater experience in the long run, and you're going to actually save yourself money in the long run because you're not going to be wasteful by overdoing it. You're just going to find the precise dose for you.
Vanessa is asking, hi Vanessa, good to see you again. Is asking John if he's tried the CBD effects gummies, which she prefers over hemp bombs. Mm-hmm. Just my 2 cents on gummies that I've tried. I've tried the Koi and the Green Roads Froggies. Both great, tasting and effective. I use, as you guys probably know, the Green Roads Froggies. Yep. I love them. So.
Well, I can't wait for us to get our broad spectrum gummies in so Ben can give those a try so we can see if we can take his #1 spot away from Green Roads. Although I do love you, Green Roads. All right, Katie, are creams better than sublingual? I have diabetic neuropathy. Did you answer that one from Katie? I don't think you did. But Katie, honestly, like my suggestion, I would do the 2-pronged approach. Do the oil. I mean, if you had to choose between one or the other, I would probably do the oil first.
Yeah.
Would be my suggestion. But if you do have the ability to get both product options, I would try doing them both at the same time.
I would definitely do that. I mean, if you can swing it, do it, because that seems foolproof.
The 2-pronged approach, like that's the most foolproof way of consumption because you're getting relief outside your body and inside of your body. But if you can't do that due to funds or whatever reason, I would recommend doing the CBD oil first.
John wants to know what's the VGPG on this. The
VGPG on the CBD effects, that is a 50-50 blend, I believe. It's 50-50 blend. And then for the Koi, this is also a 50-50 blend. I know some of that won't even matter to you guys, but John does come from the vape side of the world. So where VGPG is kind of an important thing depending on what you're looking for in your vaping experience. All right, let's see. Let's get back to some of these.
Where's Brian? Is he in Germany?
Yeah, I think Brian was the one in Germany. Yeah.
Listen, we need to try and get some shipping to me. I'm not sure how, but I need to try some of your CBD vape stuff. Well, Brian,
Yeah, I mean, we're trying. We're pretty much like limited to governments, customs, Yeah, I have tried sending products, Australia, throughout different countries in Europe, and I have gotten some through, but there have been more of them either completely confiscated or they just be shipped back to us. And guys, it's a huge letdown when I ship a product and I can never get it back because then I got to refund you money, obviously, because you didn't get your product, and then I'm out the product cost. So it's just not a risk that I'm willing to take right now. I have tried it, but when laws and regulations change, then you'll be able to get it.
Margie wants to know if we've heard anything about ceramic coils. Have you?
Yeah, actually, inside of this Funky Farms CBD cartridge, they actually have ceramic coils in there. So, it's a wickless ceramic coil. I do like the ceramic coils. I actually use a ceramic nail at home for dabbing. I really like the taste of the ceramic. It's just a clean taste. Doesn't really alter the quality or the taste of the product that you're ingesting.
I think Josh here is a new viewer. Hopefully I understand this comment correctly, but I think it's something we say all the time. As far as CBD dosage, like specific issues or serious conditions such as which we've talked about before, like epilepsy and different very serious conditions like that are going to be more conducive to a very high dosage of CBD, talking 500 to 1,000 milligrams.
Yeah, I mean, so basically, epilepsy patients, for example, is 300 to 600 to 1,000 milligrams plus of CBD a day. So if you're doing that much CBD, like buying 1,000 milligram bottle, like you would have to chug that whole bottle each and every day. So that's why they do have the 3,500, the 5,000 milligrams. Like, yeah, those are 200-300.
That's exactly what he said. Like CBD distillery has 5,000.
Yes, exactly. So those are for people that do have to on a daily basis are taking 100. I'd even say over 100 milligrams plus a day.
But you're more, and not to dismiss anything, but your more minor conditions, if you will, require a lot less CBD in terms of dosage.
Yeah, and of course everybody's different. I'm not saying all epileptic patients have to take that much CBD, but that's just the studies around especially specific dosages for specific diseases, that is still in its very infancy.
Jesse has a good comment here. Says, I've been in recovery for 14 months, was a major addict. My doctor recommended CBD because he refuses to use medications. Jesse does for anxiety, nerve pain, neck pain, and Crohn's. They also said vaping would be the most effective. A lot of people have told him that vaping helps.
Yeah, I like vaping. I mean, it's just one of those things where some people can't vape all the time. So you may be in a situation where you're vaping CBD and then you have to go hours without vaping it, and then you start feeling like anxious or whatever. The effects of the CBD start to wear down and you can't vape, wherever you are. Whereas a tincture, you could pretty much open a tincture, guys. You could literally open it wherever you are, sitting on the subway, sitting in the police station, like wherever, and you just drop this in your mouth.
Yeah, very convenient, no doubt.
But you can't hit this everywhere you go.
Great comment from John. I want to just put out. He says he's 30 years clean and sober. Wife is 24 years clean and sober. They both use CBD for pain and sleep and to stay off drugs. And it's helping them.
That's amazing. Congratulations, John, to you and your wife. That is an epic achievement that you guys have been able to do that.
Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, that's a very personal thing for you to share in a very public arena. So thank you, John. That's awesome. That I'm amazed. That's just congratulations. I'm glad that you do see from the addiction side of things that like you do see the medicinal benefits of CBD and how it doesn't have the addictive properties. So you still use it. Like that's what's really cool is seeing somebody who dealt with addiction and overcame it and then is still willing to use CBD. That's awesome, John. Thank you for sharing.
Doug has joined us, has tons of comments. Thank you, Doug. Once the hemp farm bill passes, we'll see results from a ton of testing.
Yep. Oh, Doug Bergman, my man. Yes, we will, Doug. I have literally been watching news outlets and everything this entire week, just waiting to get the final word. I believe it's gotten passed through the Senate, so I believed it was supposed to hit the House. I thought it was going to be voted on today. But who knows, the government probably took a day off.
Surprise.
But yeah, all jokes aside, Doug, I'm very excited. You guys should all be excited about the farm bill. It's huge for the CBD industry and the hemp plant in general, guys. It's just going to be amazing.
Katie, yes, CBD is legal in all 50 states.
Yeah.
As far as just this country's concerned.
Yeah, Doug, the EDC endocannabinoid system is directly in conjunction with our nervous system. That's very true.
Vanessa, I would say the lotions would work great for eczema, just based on the studies out there, and also eczema is just inflammation of the skin.
Oh, so. Yeah, the topicals would be phenomenal. I mean, you could even rub like some of the oil on there, but the topicals would be a great option for that.
You guys are awesome.
Yeah, guys, I just realized it's almost 5. Yeah, we'll give you a couple more minutes to get your questions in. You guys asked a lot of questions, so as always, guys, if you are new here, everyone will tell you. If I don't get to your questions live on the show, I spend my Wednesday nights going through this entire thread and answering every single one of your questions. So don't feel like we're ignoring you or anything. Just know there's a lot of questions. You guys are awesome. But do know I will get answers to it. Yeah, so, is it your turn to pick? I believe so.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Yep. All right.
We've come to a decision after perusing our finalists.
Yeah, let me just answer this one. John asks, how do you use the wax/dabs? I was seeing if I still had some of our CBD isolate in here. But it looks like I don't. But so the isolate, John, you weren't watching probably about a month ago. I had an oil rig, where you smoke THC out of, and I used a torch, heated up the nail, and I actually dabbed CBD isolate, and that was amazing. It's an extremely potent way to do it, and it just hit me instantly. It was truly amazing. You can dab it. A lot of these like wax pens that you smoke THC concentrate out of, you can also use like raw CBD oil in there. Not like our CBD oil, like the unflavored or the grape. That's not for it. But if you get an unrefined like raw CBD oil that hasn't been decarbed or anything, it's in its raw state. You could use a wax pen for that as well. But yeah, John, you can dab the isolate, or it's the most versatile way to get your CBD. Once you have that, you can make any type of CBD product. So
guys, our giveaway, you guys know the drill. If you didn't win today, don't be discouraged. We do a giveaway every week of high-quality premium CBD. It's our 35th episode. We're not going anywhere. That's 35 giveaways, hopefully 35, and many more to come.
Guys, we have no plans on slowing down.
So, guys, if you don't win today, don't worry. And again, the rules for winning, you can win multiple times. You can win if you're new, so keep coming back. Bring new people in here. We definitely remember and keep track of all the people who are engaging with us so much, and we want to try to get as much CBD in your hands as possible. But today, somebody who I'd like to pick, who I think is a new viewer, great engagement, tons of questions, that's Katie Malice. Hopefully I say that right.
Yeah.
Sorry if I didn't. But Katie, let us know you're here. And if you are, you will win this 500 milligram Fuji Apple Koi Summer CBD product. Pretty amazing stuff. Let us know you're here, Katie.
Yeah, we'll see. You guys are a little behind from where we are actually in real life. Facebook kind of delays it.
There she is.
All right,
Congrats, Katie.
Katie Mollis. What I need you to do is send an email to hello@wellicy.com. I need just take a picture of your driver's license and then just type out your shipping information, and then I will get you out this bottle of 500 milligram Fuji apples from Koi. So Katie, just send that information to hello@wellicy.com. Katie, I did see you ask a question just now. What are the CBD bath bombs that have been mentioned? I'm new to this whole CBD thing. All right, so Katie, CBD bath bombs, if you're familiar with bath bombs, it's the same general idea. This is a bath bomb infused with CBD. So what you would do is you fill up your bathtub, you drop this in, and then it starts foaming and bubbling, and it activates the CBDA in there. And then when you soak in that tub, it acts like a topical, so it's providing the localized relief. It's absorbing into the cannabinoid receptors through all over your skin, and then it just absorbs, and it's just great for relaxation. It's amazing. You guys have already pretty much bought out all of our inventory of the bath bombs, so I need to more are already on the way. So you guys seem to really like them. So congratulations, Katie. Send that email to hello@wellicy.com. For those of you that didn't win, remember there's still a 15% off coupon code you guys can use, and it's WW35*, all capitals, 15% off your purchase at wellicy.com.
Thanks again, guys, for taking time out of your busy schedules on a Wednesday to join us here for an hour for our show. Again, we're here every Wednesday, 6 Eastern, 5 Central, 4 Mountain. That's where we are in Colorado, and 3 Pacific. If you're on the West Coast, thanks for always joining us, guys. We'll see you next week. Great show. We appreciate you. Have a great week.
Appreciate you guys. Later.